in most of the conferences. And when speaking to young, budding entrepreneurs like you, I think that this point had to be mentioned. You know what is it? It is mistakes. Everybody talks about the good part of being an entrepreneur, talk about the good side of being an entrepreneur, but nobody wants to speak what are the mistakes. Not just for entrepreneurship, for normal human behavior for that matter. Nobody wants to talk about mistakes, right? I can see many of you with your phones. We all are there on social media. We want to post the best of our pictures, okay? So we want filters. We don't want to post pictures where we are looking dull. We want, we want to post the best of what is there with no flaws. Why? Because in mind, unconsciously, the equation is mistakes is equal to failure. That is what has been said. But is it true? Do you think mistakes is equal to failure? Not at all. Because we evolve when we make mistakes. So I'll come to this point later on. But before that, just to, because this is a keynote speech, let us have the momentum of what is going to happen in the day-long sessions which are there. The topic which is there for today's national conference is a very interesting topic. Woman entrepreneurship based on competency-based education. So, Kulkarni madam also spoke about what is this competency-based education. So I would like to make this an open discussion for roughly 3 to 4 minutes, just to know whether you know what is competency-based education. So if we have another spare mic, I don't know, you can just raise your hands and tell me what you understand, what is competency-based education. Any language is not a barrier. In fact, faculty members can also join in. But what is this competency-based education according to you? Anybody out there? You can tell your name first.
Shweta Sangar.
Okay.
I am the owner of Cafe Creamy Counter.
All right.
My answer is competency-based education is a designing approach to designing a academic session. Can I tell in Marathi?
Yes, definitely, yes.
कॉम्पिटन्सी बेस्ड एज्युकेशन हा एक अकॅडमिक प्रोग्राम आपण म्हणू शकतो ज्याच्यातून स्किल डेव्हलपमेंट होऊ शकते वुमेन्सच्या ॲबिलिटीज अँड नॉलेज ह्या गोष्टी डेव्हलप होऊ शकतात तर हा एक अकॅडमिक सेशन आहे आणि NCERT नॅशनल एज्युकेशनल पॉलिसी 2020 या गव्हर्नमेंट स्कीमने हा कॉम्पिटन्सी बेस्ड एज्युकेशन प्रोग्राम वुमेन एंटरप्रिनरशिपसाठी नवीन डेव्हलप करायचं ठरवलेलं आहे.
Very good. Big round of applause for Shweta. Thank you. Wonderful. Anybody else? Any language? So this is how you stand out, okay? Even in your entrepreneurship journey, nobody is going to remember who came last. So, when you get such opportunities like Kulkarni madam told you, you have to grab those opportunities. When you can stand there and answer, stand there and answer, okay? Don't be scared of making the mistakes. This is one thing which you have to learn. You all are scared because what if I stand up and then I speak something which is irrelevant? That is fine. Everybody makes mistakes. Anybody else here?
Yes, madam. Competency means internal capacity of an individual.
Wonderful. What is your name?
My name is Rajeshwari.
Wonderful. Big round of applause. Anybody else? There.
Hello, very good morning. My name is Suhani Nesinghani. So I feel CBE, as you said, like centralized that learning. So it also focuses on the outcomes, that how students should, rather than spending hours, they should demonstrate, and it also includes of personalized learning, where they can completely focus on their flaws and they can, improve them. and also it personalized assessments wherein which it can help them to know that how much capable they are.
Suhani, wonderful. Big round of applause for Suhani as well. See, there are so many ideas coming out, right? So let me put this in, a brief. Let me put it easier for you. From that scene, although they had a lot of poverty issues, but the women were not allowed to step outside the house. And during this COVID time, their husbands who were cleaners, rickshaw drivers, truck drivers, they had no work, and these women worked, and they earned a livelihood, and they took the money back home, and that made the men realize that okay, this is good. They started supporting the women. So if you ask me, change happens overnight? No. Success doesn't happen overnight. Change also will not happen overnight. Now, talking today, we have crossed 7,000 individuals whom we have impacted. If you ask me, is it a good number? No. It's not a good number. You must have seen a lot of NGOs work like in lakhs. It's been 17-year journey. 7,000 in 17 years is not a good number. But what I believe is, what is most important is the quality than the quantity. So, okay, these lives have been made, their families have been changed, their children are going to the school. We are also supporting their children, especially girls, for their education. Their girls are going, to school. So the cycle of poverty will break. Because of what? Not because of the freebies, not because of something like a sari. It is going to be broken just because of the skills which the women have got, because of the education which their children are going to get. And that's how this all, foundation and the handicrafts work started. So this is about entrepreneurship. You need to keep learning. You need to keep yourself updated. And that brings me to the mistake part, which I talked about the starting, So mistakes, are the mistakes okay? Is it okay for all of you to do mistakes? Of course it is okay to do mistakes, okay? Because mistakes are only going to teach you. They are going to be your best teachers, other than the books. And of course your mentors. They are going to be your best teachers, and so you make mistakes, you learn from the mistakes, and the next time you see to it that you don't repeat the same mistake. That's how you are going to evolve as a human being. I was just speaking with ma'am, before coming here, and one point which I actually remembered while speaking to her was about perfectionism. We as women especially, there are a lot of women faculty members also presently. We always want to be perfect, okay? Perfect mother, perfect wife, perfect, teacher, perfect as a businesswoman. I want to do the best of my recipes. I want to do the best of my presentation also. But is it possible? Is it logically possible that you be perfect in every area in which you are working? Although we have evolved, although 100 years have crossed after Women's Day, still we have the liberty to work, but we have a home to manage back home. So, that is an unnecessary stress which women put on themselves, that I have to be the perfect in every field I do. So today I'm coming here. It's not possible for me to do the cooking part at home. My mother-in-law is there. No? Even for the homemakers who are there at home, they do so much for you, but they don't expect anything least from you, just an appreciation which is required from you. And I think that's the beauty of being a woman. So being perfect is not possible. Punchline. So it is not important whether you are perfect in everything, but what is important is the progress which you make, is the balance which you manage, and your happiness ultimately. Because just imagine, 10 years back, if I would have thought, no, I want everything to be perfect, I wouldn't have been here, okay? So nothing is going to be perfect at the beginning. Many startup people, during many of my sessions, people ask me, how do we start, madam? And what is the best way to start? And when is the best day to start? The best day to start is today. If you have an idea, don't wait for the ideal things to happen, the perfect things to happen. 2008, when I started, I did not have an office also. It was in 2018-19 that our company was selected at a global platform for funding, which unfortunately we couldn't get through the entire funding. But that is when my office was started to be constructed. So I did not wait for a good office to be set up. We started doing with whatever resources we had and whatever small things we had, we started the work, and that's what I also ask you to do that. If you have an idea, you have support from your college staff, you have support from your family, just take those opportunities and start. Because every big journey starts with one small little step. And what is important is to take that first step. Don't keep analyzing too much. During business, MBA, you've been taught, like you're too much of analyzing, but I personally don't follow that. You have some idea, you just jump and then you go to it and you learn through the mistakes which you make. That's what is going to shape you. Like ma'am said, either it's going to happen or it's not going to happen. What worse can happen than that? So with that, I think my 30 minutes time is over. I thank the organizers for inviting me here, and I wish all the young budding entrepreneurs the best of luck. Do best, and hope that we all can bring some positive change in the society and do something meaningful for our Mother Earth. Best of luck. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.